Well, 7 o'clock. Here I am. Welcome to the Touch Your Tatas Breast Health Program. And I thank everyone for being part. I'll see who can come across, and we are going to see if anyone will join us today. And if not, that's okay. I'll give everyone a few minutes. As you know, I am Dana Irvine, and I have been doing medical thermography now for almost 10 years in Ontario and in Sudbury exclusively, but all through Ontario. And I work with Lisa's Thermography and Wellness also do that with Lisa's Thermography out of New Jersey. And I've been working with Lisa for over 6 years now and really love it. I really enjoy the opportunity to meet men and women, help them understand their thermography, and help them devise better plans of action for their health. So this is being recorded as well, and it will be uploaded to my Wise Divine Women Collective, the Touch Your Tatas program. Inside there, you will have this live video, and you'll also have the Touch Your Tatas 5-Minute to Wellness Companion Guide. So I look forward to that. It's so much fun. Well, I think it's so much fun. But so as you know, since I've started this, I think it all basically started in 2019, just before COVID, when I really found it fascinating that women really didn't know a lot about breast health or let alone know how to do their self-breast exams. And this is where the Touch Your Tatas kind of grew up from. So I was really just wanting to get women touching their tatas, just please touch them. So this has been an evolving program, and I'm so proud of what I've created and everything that I have learned from it. And so this is a breast health masterclass, and it's the start of many things to come. It's a holistic guide for women over 40. And why over 40? Because hormones start changing, shifting, and our breasts become a more fuller awareness of things. And it's not that I'm, don't want further testing for women, but I think it's about education. It's education for women to understand their health, their breast health, and beyond. So I thank everyone for being part of it. There we go. Okay. Thank everyone for that. All right. So let's just begin. So I am a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner. I am a breast health educator and a medical thermographer. I have the platform of the Wise Divine Women. I also host the Wise Divine Women podcast. So I think well over 200 episodes now. And that has been a passion project, and I have really, truly loved that. It is certainly something that I love, and I honestly have the best time doing it, because it is not only I get to meet so many doctors and practitioners and other passionate healthcare providers such as myself in this. So I completely love it. I think it's been so fascinating. So it's available on any of your platforms. Wise Divine Women podcast. Okay. So why does breast health matter after 40? I think this is important. It's important at any age. I think teenagers should be learning how to touch their tatas and do self-breast exams with confidence. And you have my free guide, Touch Your Tatas Guide to Wellness, and it takes 5 minutes every month. So your breasts, are not separate from the body, and it's part of your overall wellness, and every part of your body is included in that aspect of your breast health, right? They reflect your hormone balance, your lymphatic flow, your stress levels, your detoxification capabilities, and your emotional well-being. After 40, hormonal shifts and slower lymph often mean that the breasts are the first place that congestion appears. Breast tenderness, swelling, and changes are not random. They're communicating. And are we listening to them? Right? So the lymph connection. Your breasts contain dense lymph tissue. As we know, the lymphatic system drains throughout the whole body. And if you're familiar or if you've talked to me before, we talk about dry brushing, we talk about the big six, and we talk about lymphatic activation, even using supplementation support to help us in cleansing the lymphatic system. If you want to learn more, please reach out and I will guide you through the whole thing. And there'll be more details down the road. But the lymph system, as we know, in the big six, we're activating 6 points of the body. 1, 2, 3, right? So everything from here drains and has this terrible opportunity of sitting and draining into the lymph system. We know that it clears our wastes and toxins. Our body is like our natural sewage system. And part of that is that part of that lymphatic connection contains and moves and removes our excessive hormones like estrogen. So we also want to know that the lymphatic system is moving all of those inflammatory issues out of the way. But if we come in and out of the breast, we don't want things getting stuck in a congested lymph area, very dense fibrocystic tissue, and we want the opportunity for things to change and move. So it's important to activate lymphatic breast lymph massage, and also the big six, dry brushing, and targeted lymphatic area. And of course, so many beautiful lymphatic therapists out there. Really important to include those as part of your massage program. The lymph has no pump. This is really important to remember. So it does rely on our movement, our hydration, our breath, and relaxation. So movement, gentle yogic movement, gentle walking, swimming, Pilates, activities like that are really important to move our lymphatic system. Hydration, as in the adequate amounts of water, minerals, and, pH balance, things like that are really important when it comes to lymph. The breath. So I believe the key to a good movement in the lymphatic system is diaphragmatic breathing. And again, that is breath, belly related. We're working on pulling that diaphragm down and extending the breath from the belly, and understanding the movement of that to move the lymph. The lymph is sort of tucked up underneath before it then starts the whole process over again. When the lymph is slow, the breast tissue can feel very heavy, tender, swollen, lumpy, even achy. We can have some tender parts. We often may feel cystic or very bloated or puffy in our axilla or armpit areas. I often talk about gentle breast cleansing. So this is not extreme detoxing. I do not like detoxing. Detoxing is a very negative connotation to that. And I really enjoy that it is part of that sort of daily thought process, right? So healthy breast detox, right? It doesn't mean like juicing or cleanses or all these liver stuff and parasite, things like that. We have to move our lymph. We have to cleanse and clear the pathways. We have to wash the walls before we paint. And that's how I consider lymphatic cleansing. So doesn't mean harshness. It means gentleness and clarity and movement and breath, right? So what does a healthy breast detox or a cleanse look like? So drinking enough water with minerals, daily movement, walking and arm swings and yoga and breath, fiber-rich foods to clear our hormones, right? We need those capturers. We need a nice, fresh, healthy diet full of phyto nutrients and antioxidants and fiber that can help us. So that's always been a big topic nowadays of how much fiber. But as we know, women over 40, perimenopausal and postmenopausal, you're looking at, getting yourself up to 30 grams of fiber a day. It's important to keep the bowels moving as the estrogens are cleansed in the gut and bowels. We want to support our liver gently. So some gentle, loving liver, like love the liver, some milk thistle, dandelion blends that may contain NAC or glutathione and beautiful herbs like that. We also want to reduce our toxic load. So We want to get those estrogen products out of our out of our cleaning supplies, out of our makeup, our hair, and detergents. It's very important. There's really great apps out there to determine if there is estrogenic toxins within those products like Yucca or EWG. And we want to, of course, limit alcohol or no alcohol when you're trying to clear our lymph and balance our hormones, and definitely remove sugar. There's so much evidence of the amount of sugar that we consume, how that affects our body entirely. But what happens with the lymph and our breast tissue is that it creates this terrible cascade of sugar imbalances, cortisol imbalances, inflammatory issues, hormone, estrogen dominance. And we know that sugar can be part of that as well. It's so important and so valuable to keep your diet clean, whole food only. And if you're in that sort of metabolic challenge in your life, then clean carbs only, right? No over-processed, super processed food. So we always have to remember, when it comes to breast health and your overall health as you're getting started, understanding perimenopause and menopause, that drainage comes before the detox. Clear the pathways, wash the walls, prepare and plan. It's just so important. So what does daily breast support look like? Right? So this is so important. I know it takes time, and you may need to take 2, 3, 4 weeks to really get this into practice, get it as part of your daily ritual, part of this self-care, this additional self-care that is so necessary during hormone changes such as perimenopause and menopause. So what does this look like? So we want to incorporate gentle breast massages daily. And I have my own formula, the Wise Divine Women breast oil. There's also St. Francis breast oil. And you can also prepare your own, right? Some oil, some castor oil, some frankincense, something citric like grapefruit to move the lymph. And you can also use like a pink pepper or something anti-inflammatory. And again, a lot of like the St. Francis breast oil, there's other breast oils in the States, breast balms from Woodland Essence. And again, we're creating this opportunity of connection and movement of the breast and move the lymphatic system out of there. We want to dry brush, right? Always towards lymph nodes, out and around, and then to the sternum. And there are 1,000 YouTube videos out there. You can pick one and just please do it. You're light and gentle, beautiful, swirling, scuffing, light, gentle dry brush movements, and you're exchanging or hoping for the exchange of the lymph. You're wanting to increase blood circulation and exfoliate because your skin is the biggest detoxifier. So we want to keep that glowing, and we want to exfoliate dead skin and, of course, create this momentum with your lymphatic system. We want to use castor oil. Queen of Thrones has a beautiful package when it comes to castor oil, right? They have throat, they have eyes, they have liver packs, they have different size packs that are available. But again, nice organic castor oil can be placed over the liver nightly. And again, this is a beautiful way to utilize the nourishment to the liver and make that detoxify better and reduce inflammation. Cystic activity in the breast, you can apply castor oil to that as well. You can apply it to your thyroid, any scar tissue. I've often used castor packs even for my C-section scar, or it breaks down that scar tissue and removes that sort of rigidity to that and allows that flow of lymph. C-section scarring and lymphatic, whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But please, if you're having difficulty with your lymph system, you have a lot of groin swelling, let's say, or leg swelling, please consider that your C-section scar is inhibiting the proper flow of your lymph. Deep breathing, belly breathing into the chest and belly, again, part of that daily thing. And wearing non-restrictive bras. I mean, really, who is actually still wearing a bra after COVID? But there's so many great bras out there. There are even the shaperwear undershirts to keep that everything up and everything put together. And it's amazing to me to see how big the underwire fancy bra industry is still very active. I know they're incredible and sexy and amazing, but the damage it does or the impediment of the lymphatic system around the breast that it causes is, again, something that's just like really unbelievable. So it's these small, consistent changes that we make that are hoping to have lasting change, right? These small actions. So again, gentle daily breast massage with a beautiful oil, dry brushing, lymphatic activation, even the big six, using castor oil packs over the liver or over any breast area, diaphragmatic breathing for the breast, and wearing non-restrictive or underwire bras. So one thing that I do talk about often is breast, the emotional impact of life as it sits in the breast tissue, right? So the chest is our breastplate, the armor of God that we wear. But when we have emotions that are not taken care of or not tapped into or connected, right? The chest becomes this place where emotions like grief and sorrow and loss, right, can really settle in the breast tissue. And thermography, this is really, can be seen as this broad congestion or broad blueness through here. But just the same as cortisol causes this fight or flight, that the breast then becomes an inflammatory vessel, right? We can see the inflammation impact when we are in, chronic stress situation. Once the body is in fight or flight mode, right? We are slow to heal. We have slow draining capabilities. We're increasing that metabolic risk. We're increasing cortisol, which inflames the body as well. So we want to support our nervous system, right? So it will help reduce inflammation. It's going to help improve lymph flow. We're going to ease tenderness and we're going to restore balance to the body. Once your body feels safe, once we have balance, once we understand our emotional component or how emotions can play a role with us, then breast health has the opportunity to change and heal. When I'm talking about breast health with women, I'm often talking about breast healing affirmations. So in doing your monthly breast exams or in doing daily breast massage, applying beautiful exotic oils. And I often makes me laugh when I'm like, we talk about Esther, and as a concubine, they were bathed in exotic oils daily and frankincense and all these beautiful rose and geranium and sage and all these beautiful things. And we don't take care of ourselves, not even close to that. And that's why a breast oil or, the breast oil from St. Francis or the Wise Divine Women breast oil or create your own, right? Because we need to have that self-care level that's going to make the best change to ourselves during a hormonal change, right? As during our change into wisdom, and we just want to be reflective. And it's during these applications of self-care that we really can be in tune or intuitive to what the body is trying to tell us. We really have to be still and listen and pause and wait. So as we're applying those oils, right, as we're applying it to the breast and we're doing our lymphatic work daily, and just as much time as you're spending on your Korean face cleanse, which, I've never scanned any of my daughter's Korean lotions and potions. I should, to see what toxic things are in there, as good as they are. But it's during these times of reflection and during these times of pause that we can hear, that we can understand, and we can be prompted to the necessary changes that are needed in our lives, right? So as we are doing that, I often remind women to do breast healing affirmations. And there are 20 or more breast healing affirmations that are available in my 5 Minutes to Wellness guide that's available in the Wise Divine Women Collective. But it's things like this that we want to repeat. So I often tell women during a daily ritual, we want to breathe, we want to apply oil, we want to hold our breasts, and we just want to take a deep breath. We want to pause, and we want to give thanks. We want to say, my breasts are supported, nourished, and protected. I listen to my body with love and compassion. I release stored stress from my chest. And even when we say those things, it's like, what is there? So as we're taking a deep breath and we're holding our breaths, does anything come up? Does anything well? Does your mind just sort of wander into something that's you're holding? Is there stress and inflammation that are there that we need to take care of, right? Your body, my body, your body knows how to heal itself. And it's when we pause, we breathe, we'll receive the message that is needed for that time. And I think that's wonderful. I think it's an incredible opportunity to pause, breathe. We never take enough time to pause for ourselves. So it's these times where we pause and breathe and receive. Maybe the things we need to lift, maybe the things we need to get rid of, the things that are holding us back, the things that no longer serve us purpose. I even find during this time, not even just on a breast focus, but in a perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, whatever journey that you're on right now, it is a good time to assess the things that serve you no purpose, right? It is this time where things are, you're setting up better boundaries. You're trying to understand you as a woman in change, becoming all the great things that you're possible of being. And it's really a good time of reflection for yourself. So let's talk about self breast exams, right? It's in this, the touch your tatas, that I'm trying to make awareness for things and not out of fear. I often find women don't do their self-breast exams because, one, they don't know what they're doing, and no, they don't want to find anything, and I have no idea. So it's this. The self-breast exams are knowing you're normal, not going on a hunting expedition, right? We're not looking for something wrong. We are understanding and memorizing the texture of the breast, right? So most self-breast exams, there's many videos or such, and in my manual, I have a guide for you, and I have handouts for them as well. So if you ever get with me to do breast or thermography, I have handouts for that. And if you want one, let me know. But we know that you need to stand in front of a mirror. You need to put your hands up. You need to lean over, and you need to sort of twist and take a look at the breasts. And we're looking for puckering. We're looking for dimples. We're looking for changes of skin color or changes in nipple. Okay. And we also need to explore the breast up and down, from the collarbone to the rib cage, from the armpit to the chest bone, the sternum. So it's an up and down, it's back and forth, and then it's circular movements throughout the breast and exploring. Then you lay down and you do the same thing again. Being able, once you're getting familiar with the breast tissue, then you're able to go in and out, deeper as you become more familiar with your breast tissue. So great, la-di-da, you can great do that. But if you're like me, I'm not even sure where I put my keys. So let alone know where my phone is, which is always a constant laugh with my family. So we take a notebook, a very simple, whatever, dollar store notebook, or print off the additional pages that I provided in the Touch Your Tatas 5 Minutes to Wellness Guide. And we want to cut it 2 circles, draw 2 circles, cut them into a pie. And we want to label it right breast, left breast. I know it sounds too simple, but if you're like me, busy, trying to do too much, and we just know that we need to do it and we need to memorize. So what I do is I draw a circle and then I do my breast exam. And as I'm going through, it's like, okay, this is really puffy. I have a sore spot in my left armpit today. So I go over here and I draw what it looks like. And then I go through the breast and this feels ropey. I have a rope in the bottom, position at 4 o'clock, let's say, or it feels like a marshmallow up on the top of my breast. I think that's about 11 o'clock, perhaps. Or my right breast, I have gravel. Did I feel that before? I don't know. So we write down what it looks like and what it feels like. And as we're moving through that and we're taking our time and we're looking at the breasts, put the date, right? And we're looking for, texture changes, temperature changes in the breast, pain or swelling or tenderness? Is it heavy? Does it feel cold to touch? Do we have pulling sensations? No panic. We are just memorizing the texture of the breast. We are mapping our breast. And even what emotions can come up as you're doing it, write that down. And then if you're going to do the affirmations, right? We apply oil, we hold the breast, we give thanks to the beautiful woman that you've become, and we breathe. Then we say, my body knows how to heal. I am beautifully and wonderfully made, and I am thankful for everything that my body has done for me. And I have the greatest potential of healing when I am aware and understand what my breasts are telling me, right? We put the date and we carry on. Same time next month. So when is the best time to check your breast, right? So once per month only, really. Dig deep. I know we check our breasts every day when we wash, but once a month. So women with no menses or no period, we want to do it on the new moon. So this weekend may not have been a good time to do your breast exam because the full moon was crazy. And our hormones fluctuate, and we still have an ebb and flow even without a period. You still make hormones, right? You're still producing estrogen, you're still producing progesterone and testosterone, just not out of your ovaries or out of your uterus. So when we're ebbing and flowing, a new moon for women who are postmenopause is perfect. And it's on the calendar. You can't miss it, right? So circle it. And for women who are still having a menses or still having their period, day 5 of your cycle. So day 3 to 5, right? Put the date right and left. And then we want to, perhaps do it from the shower, do it at bedtime, do it when we're applying oil, and we're taking time for ourselves, which is really important because we don't do that. Take time for yourself. It only takes 5 minutes to do it. Journal about it, draw it, be thoughtful, and then close the book. And the next time you do it next month, you do the same thing. Date, and you walk through the whole thing again, you draw it out. And the reason for that is if you have a pull, if there's swelling, if there's something different, then you can go back and see if that had been affected before. Now, it's the same lymph system that's in your, we check for our lymph when we have colds, or maybe we have an infection or a virus where our lymphatic system swells. So that may happen here as well. And it may even happen in the breast tissue. So we want to remember, even at that time, this is a new cyst. Maybe it's a little sore. Maybe I don't know what's going on. So we write it down. Do I have a cold? Do I have a sore throat? Am I, fighting something off? So just make note of it. Don't panic. Breathe. Hold your breaths. Apply oil. Give your body healing affirmations, right? Check again next month. The nice thing about that is that it creates this consistency of knowing you, knowing who you are, knowing your ebbs and flows, knowing the texture of the breast, and not panicking, right? So in this, you're also wanting to sort of add a breast health intention, right? Moving forward, I commit to supporting my breast health by. This is what this is all about. What are you committing to yourself? How are you supporting your self-care? Are we actually taking the care that's necessary to be an advocate for your own breast health, an advocate for your hormonal changes, and advocating for yourself first, right? Moving forward, I commit by supporting my breast health by breathing daily, doing something lymphatic for the day, applying exotic breast oils to my body because I'm worth it, right? Being aware and understanding the ebb and flow of our body, how stress can impact our lives and our breast health. The nice thing about drawing a map as well, just so I go back to this for a second before I forget. Many of you have had lumpectomies, augmentation, breast implants, breast explants, maybe even breast cancer, maybe even mastectomies. Regardless of any of those situations, you still walk through the same journey. If you currently have a chip in your breast, please try and remember where it is and mark it on the map. right? And then, or where the lumpectomy was, or if you've had a scare with a mammogram or an ultrasound and they're saying there's a cyst, please write it down on the map so that you remember, right? And it's again this loving and encouraging relationship that you've created with your breast that will create change. It will create momentum. It's creating for yourself this supportive opportunity for self-care and awareness when it comes to your breast health and your hormone health and everything else that is capable, right? And it's in remembering these things, it's remembering these changes in our lives are not detrimental. They're building momentum to all that you're meant to be as becoming wise, divine women. And as I talk about that in my podcast, I talk about that during our one-on-one consultations. I talk about this so much because you are becoming this wise, divine creation, right? Willing to share and sage into the next generation. It's the knowledge that you've created within to allow those opportunities to give to others as well. And it's this opportunity in the Touch Your Tatas program that we start this, right? It's the breast health, it's the breast exam, it's the breast understanding, it's the emotions and the affirmations that we create starts the momentum of change for generations to come, right? And it's in this that we can start making changes. It's the awareness of our breast health, the things outside of the breast, because girls, they are just the cherries on top, and your body means everything. And that's why I ended up taking functional diagnostic nutrition. I've expanded into holistic nutrition, right? I took a breast health education course because they're just the cherries on top. Yes, a mammogram and an ultrasound may be necessary, but it's beyond that. And I hope you realize that your breast health is just beyond that. And certainly the yes or no is necessary, but it's understanding your environment, your stress, your toxic load, your gut microbiome, right? Your cortisol, all these different things all play a role in your breast health. And disease just doesn't show up. It's the accumulation of all. Your breast health does represent a lifetime of events, a lifetime of change, of worry, of love, of giving, of feeding, of nurturing. And it's in this that we have to understand after 40, when our hormones are going for a shitstorm roller coaster ride, that we need to gain confidence in ourselves again. We need to understand ourselves during this change and apply these healing opportunities with simple action, right? Simple action. So again, it's like these daily rituals of understanding how emotions and stress can sit on the chest, how activating and moving our lymphatic system, applying beautiful exotic oils to move the lymph, clear the toxins, and lavish love on your body. It's praising and speaking life and affirmations into breasts because we don't ever consider them anything than, love and or feeding and nurturing. So it's this whole encompassing opportunity of change for the body. So daily lymphatics, daily breath, daily touch, right? And daily understanding of how our life impacts our breast health completely and wholly. So if anyone has any questions, please make it into the comment notes. And I'm just going to talk about what I do at this time. So thermography. Thermography is available, I think, anywhere around the world, honestly. Myself, I do thermography here in Sudbury. I go out to Valcairn and Chelmsford in the local area. I go to New Liskeard. I also go to Sault Ste. Marie. Now, with Thermography Medical Clinic, I travel all across, from GT over to Ottawa. So it's everywhere. But no matter where you are, what state you live in, what country you're in, if thermography is something you want to do to explore and understand your breast health, your body health completely, I encourage it. please. I think it's amazing and phenomenal. We're so lucky to have Sharon as our interpreter, and she really looks at things from a functional point of view. So if you know that I do thermography, please tell your girlfriends. Please tell everybody, because I've been doing this for a while here in Sudbury, and I still come into people all the time. I didn't know you do thermography, so please share. Breast health is my thing. I love it. I think it's a complete awareness and understanding for women to not live in fear of breast health, right? And yes, the cancer keeps continuing. I think because we are not understanding root cause, and thus I've gone in, certified myself as a functional diagnostic nutritionist. What is that? I know people are like, what is that, Dana? As an FDN practitioner, I've really come to this test, don't guess rule of thumb, right? Thermography really is an eye opener for people. Do it. I love it. And with testing as a functional diagnostic nutritionist, we can do stress and hormone panels, understand a GI stool map for your gut microbiome. We're doing metabolic profiles to understand leaky gut and how that is going. We can do toxins, food sensitivities. We can do hair mineral analysis. It's endless, endless, endless. And eventually being able to provide blood work, thyroid panels, as my education continues deeper into specific understandings. So with Touch Your Tatas and with the Wise Divine Women Functional Health Program, I love digging deeper and understanding how your microbiome, I think that's been so fascinating for me this week, understanding exactly how your microbiome affects your breast health. I was like, blown away. I can't wait to talk about it more. I'm not going to do that today. So as part of this Touch Your Tata program, right, I am offering a 4-week breast health course, functional wellness sort of understanding, and just as a beginner. So a special deal till mid-February. And we're understanding breast anatomy and lymph flow, estrogen detox pathways and liver support. We're understanding emotional and nervous system healing and long-term prevention and protection plans, right? We want to understand that, if your body has been sending signals like fatigue and breast tenderness and hormone shifts and stubborn inflammation and feeling that something is off, this might be your invitation to pause and get support. Right? So today, this week, when you see this video, please book a health clarity call. This is a really one-on-one time together where we're just seeing how I can help you, right? It's helping you design a path to help you understand what your body's trying to tell you and what steps you can take moving forward to understand. Together, we can connect the dots between your hormones, lymphatic health, breast health, nutrition, stress, all of this, right? It seems so confusing and overwhelming, and I love to be able to help you with that confusion and build confidence with you. So, this is just an opportunity and a space and a time to offer my direction, my support, my compassion in any of this that I can help you with. So I'm going to leave a link in the notes for all of those who had been part of people who signed up for the Touch Your Tatas breast health class this evening. I'm going to send you the PDF and the show notes and do all of that as well, and the video for this as the replay. So don't feel like you've been left out, you missed something. I'm always here for you, and you know that. And I just am so appreciative and thankful for the many women who have called on me to speak, who have spoke into me and given me life. I hope someday someone does that for you as well, speaks life into you, right? Many, many prayer warriors and beautiful, encouraging women that are part of my life, have spoken and said, you've got this, Dana. It's, incredible. And for me, with breast health, it's just trying to educate women. There is a way to understand your health, understand your body speaking to you and getting you to pause and breathe and listen. Well, I hope you enjoyed that today. I mean, I have had a wonderful night tonight, and I thank you so much for being part of it. I'm going to send you individually, everyone who signed up for the live course tonight, the masterclass, give you the show notes. I invite you to DM me, email me, call me. if you'd like to schedule your free health clarity call. And if you're thinking functional medicine or functional nutrition is your jam, I am here. I am ready and I love it. So thank you so much for joining me today. And if you want to learn more, please visit my podcast, the Wise Divine Women podcast. And in all of this, really, I'm helping you. And this has always been my little, closing tagline. And that's so appropriate. I think it's just amazing because I'm helping you go from fed up, which a lot of us are, faith fueled, whatever you need to be standing on solid ground, helping you to become the wise divine women that you've been called to be. Thank you for joining me today.